Don't know if anyone can hear me. I have some audio problems. Don't know if it's working. So I am talking. Can anyone hear me? I don't know if my audio is working. Okay, my audio is working. So I'll get off my phone. So my first live stream wasn't working, and now it seems to be working. How's everyone out there? Welcome to my channel. So what I was saying earlier was that I didn't really promote my live stream today. I just gave it a try. Don't know if anybody's out there. Just here in Spotahome Castle. How's everyone doing? Anyone out there? Maybe I should play guitar or something. I have one of my guitars here. It's pretty nice. I've been using this one to record ideas. I think it's called Broken Arrow. Jackson. Really great. Like I said, it wasn't really a planned YouTube. So I just quickly posted up some links online. Don't know. Don't really have so many people on now. Anyone want to have a conversation? How's everybody's day? Um, Currently, I'm living in Sweden. I was living in Santa Monica or Brentwood. So this is very different for me. I'm really enjoying the coldness and the snow compared to Los Angeles, where it's typically always warm. The whole year can feel like summer. So, really enjoying my time here. Where are you from? Austin, Texas. I haven't been to Texas yet. I had some plans that didn't go through with that, but I heard there's like tornadoes, pretty warm weather, but I'm guessing the tornadoes are in parts of Texas, not all of it, and that the homes are pretty cheap. You can basically buy a small mansion there for the price of a small place in California. Hurricanes, that doesn't sound so great. I'm not really a big fan of winds and wind and snow. I mean, wind and rain doesn't sound really pleasant. And I guess I gotten used to the earthquakes in California. They happen so frequently. You must have like a basement or something, right? Where you have to go underground just to make sure you stay alive. I'm not a big fan of wind in general. Driving in the wind is horrible. It's just not fun. I'd rather drive in the snow or the rain than the wind. Floods are not good either. I can imagine. How long did that storm last for? Hurricane Harvey, I think I've seen that on the news before I came here. And it was all strong winds and rains. Was it heavy rain with wind? I would say the floods are probably bad too. Can't really do so much. Can't drive your car. We get some winds in California, and I think they can hit bad, like outside of Los Angeles, maybe 60 miles an hour. And I've seen trucks falling off of bridges, and pretty bad, pretty bad wind. And even with the heavy rain in Los Angeles, it doesn't really seem like it's very prepared for it. Everything starts getting flooded. Not as bad as Texas, but it's some areas are non-drivable. How's the weather so far there? Does it feel like winter or summer? Do you like that weather, or you rather have the cold? Oh, that's pretty bad for winter. Come to Sweden. It's been snowing for a few weeks off and on now. It just keeps on changing so much. Like, we have had snow for a while, and then it rains, and then the snow becomes icy, which becomes slippery when you're walking and really difficult to drive in. And then we got some more snow, and then it was like 0 degrees, and the snow became very like soft. You can't really like build like a snowman or anything. And now seems like it's been off and on raining and snowing, and the snow's all slushy. It's definitely different, you know. Driving in it, walking on it, it's different. It's a different type of feeling. It's always cold, it's always cloudy. And cold, I mean, it's gone from like 30 degrees to like 0, but typically around the 20s, which is not too cold. But I really wanted to experience a cold winter, like extreme cold. It hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. And it gets dark pretty early here, so when you look out and you see the snow, it looks brighter out. You know, the lake's been frozen too. The language is pretty difficult. I mean, I've been attempting to learn for over a year or so, maybe 2 years. It is hard, especially like the last 4 letters of the alphabet are pretty difficult. And they use words that us speaking in English will probably be laughing at. You know, like, for example, good. For them to say good, they say bra. You know, it's good and bra. Some other ones are pretty out there. What else? I'm trying to think. Well, when you try to read it in English, you know, there's just some letters that don't make any sense, or some words don't make any sense. Let me think. Which word? When they say food, they say mat, like a floor mat, or MAT. So every time I hear mat, I know it means food, but I think about a floor mat. Thank you, Skull Girl Gamer. When I grew up, I was learning English and Spanish at the same time. So now I have an accent in Spanish and in English, and now I have a pretty big accent in Swedish. Um, kiss in Swedish is puss. So that was kind of a shocker for me. Um, I think Spanish is easier than English, actually. I think Spanish is it's doable. It's fairly easy. I mean, like I learned both. So like first grade was Spanish, second grade was English. You know, I moved a lot when I was young, and my parents decided that's what they wanted to do. So now I have like two accents in English and in Spanish. You know, but Swedish is a totally difficult. I still want to learn other languages in Europe. I wanted to learn German and Italian, French, Portuguese. Linda, you speak any other languages? And other Swedish words that don't really make sense to me, like jag älskar dig, I love you. And jag to me is like jogging, going out to run. Oh, it's good for your father. You should try to learn it. It's not that hard. Oh, Linda, so you speak both. That's good. And German, that must have been really difficult to learn. I really want to learn it since I'm going to be visiting Germany maybe once, twice a year, or even more. Open the door, it's a little hot in here. Linda, are you interested in learning another language? Where are you from, Skull Girl? That's a good one. Germany. That's great. I was there last year or the year before that. Yeah. 2019, I was there for Mira Luna Festival. I still can't really pronounce the name of the city there or town. I just don't want to say it wrong. Hillesheim. We went to Poland. We went to Berlin, Hamburg, Hillesheim. You should visit Germany. I mean, I've heard about so much history in Germany. So when I was there, I was very happy. I heard the German grammar is like the hardest. I just know a few words from Rammstein, and I guess you probably heard that many times. You know, Rammstein really like drilled the words in my mind, in my head. So they're there a few. I really like German, and I really want to learn it, and I want to visit more. I guess eventually, once this whole COVID thing is over, I want to go to school for German, Italian. I still want to take Swedish. I am learning now, but it's I need more. I need more like a teacher to push me more to learn faster. Blood Angel. Also, Lacrimosa has been one of my favorite bands for a long time, maybe almost 20 years. And I saw them last year. They were great. It's just Germany. It's like everything is happening there, from festivals to bands, from like goth, Victorian, and metal. I mean, Germany has it all. I wouldn't mind living there for some time. Who knows what the future brings? I was kind of shocked how close everything is in Europe compared to the United States. Like it's so close. I can drive to Germany within maybe 12 or 13 hours or something. Denmark's even less. I think I've had enough of LA. I mean, I like LA because there's so much to do and just grew up in that area. Mm, might go maybe for a few months next year, maybe. Not really sure. Really, I got really disappointed because all my travel plans were canceled this year because of COVID. So I really don't want to go back until I complete them. I was gonna drive down to France, Netherlands, Italy, take a ferry to Greece, and drive all the way up through Czech Republic, Serbia, all the way up to Poland, and it's so much I wanted to do this year. So I really don't want to go back. If I don't have to, I don't want to go back until I complete that trip. LA is great. Like if you want to do everything or anything, Las Vegas is only a few hours drive. The mountains are there. You can go to the snow. You can go to the beach. Go to San Francisco. But I've been longing for something different. I already know how to get everywhere in California without a map. So want to go somewhere else. Been here since June. This is my third or fourth time being here, coming here. So I like exploring new places. Yeah, Serbia. I got a friend there, so I was gonna go visit her. Romania. Uh, I want to see all of Europe. I can. I'm able to see. I'm just maybe not gonna go to some of the old USSR countries. The Swedish food is very different. I mean, for me being like American background of Italian and Mexican, like we use a lot of salt in our foods, and like Swedish food, it doesn't have so much salt. It's not much of it. You can't really supersize anything or a McDonald's, or everything is smaller portions, so it takes time to get used to. Some things that we have in the US and here is like the ketchup is different, but everything here, I think it's healthier. Everything here is it's not meant to really kill you or anything, so it takes some time. They eat a lot of like potatoes, a lot of meats, fishes. It's good. It took me some time to get used to, definitely. I really love the shrimp sandwich. So if you guys ever have the chance to come to Sweden, the shrimp sandwich is good. It's like a bread with shrimp on top of it and greens, veggies. Um, what else? I also tried Surströmming. I have a video. It's fermented fish. That was definitely a different type. of taste. Not everybody can handle it. I try to eat it the proper way, the sweetest way, and I just taking it out of the can and just trying to eat it. Sweetest pizza I recommend, sweetest steaks, the shrimp sandwich. Um, what else? I would say the fika, which is like a sweetened bread. They eat a lot. It's basically like the Swedish version or Scandinavian version of like having tea in the UK. They fika's like very big. You meet up, have fika, have like a hot drink or chocolate or tea, and catch up with friends and family. But the food is good though. I gotta say it's good. Um, it's not like an American like food is very different. Like I go to Denny's or IHOP and it's like pancakes and sausages and hash browns and so much food, and like here it's just like my wife Victoria, she has like it's like a cereal basically, like a yogurt cereal, and that's fine with like maybe like a glass of milk or a glass of like orange juice. But I definitely feel healthier with the food. Yeah, of course. The food is very different. It's so much smaller. Germany, I didn't really have like a German cuisine when I was there. It was mostly like drive and go, motel and all that. I did have like a hamburger and fries at a small place in Hamburg. It was pretty good. I'm not really so familiar with German food. Is it What does it consist of? I mean, the salmon here is really good too, and I think seafood in general tastes better here than in the States for some reason. I also love the smells here. It smells so fresh compared to Los Angeles. Some areas kind of don't really smell that great, and there's so much pollution. German beer is the best, and it gets you there, right? It's not like watered down for sure. There's a few German beers I buy here, and I'm not gonna dare to pronounce them because I'm not gonna say it correctly. So maybe next time I'll work on my German to try to pronounce the beers the correct way, the German way. And another thing about festivals in Germany, it's like compared to Los Angeles, it's like people are so calm, the people are drunk, there's no craziness going on. What I've noticed, like in the States, people fighting, people drunk on the floor, puking. It's like Germans can handle their beer. I like that. And especially at the stores, there's so much beer to choose from. And Poland too. I remember it was so much beer, so much alcohol you can choose. And I was like, I was a stranger at those stores. I just tried to Google what I could and see what was best for me. But definitely at the festival, they give you a big serving of beer when you have your cup, and I had to like stop a little bit and eat something before I ended up crawling home. Non-alcoholic beer, I think I've tried once. I don't think I'll do it again. What's your favorite German beer? I'm like when I drink now, I'm trying to like see if like drink for the right occasion. If I'm gonna really want to get drunk, or if I just want to like be able to drink for hours and hours. So I'm kind of trying to balance that out to make sure if I'm gonna be with family and I gotta stay pretty civil, then I drink maybe like Norlands. That one's pretty good. And if not, then I'll have some German ones that are like 15%, 14%. You should try to recommend me maybe 5 German beers, and I could try to order them here at the System Belaget liquor store. Heineken, I was a big drinker of that before. I haven't so much, but I'll drink it if it's there. There was one in the States. Well, there's so many in the States that I don't even know if they're actually European. They say they're German or Austrian, and they're really not. We have St. Pauli Girl, which I typically drink there, or Blue Moon, which is it's a pale ale. Um, I don't know where they were influenced from. Let me try to check. But I really like that beer. I ordered some from the States. I ordered 324 packs. Belgium style pale ale, pretty good. They sell some imported beers, I guess from the States or Mexico. They have to be really like popular. But anything else that they don't have, you might be able to order it. So they have Corona, they have Modelo, Negro Modelo, Light Modelo. They have Estella. Um, what else? Obviously, Corona's from Mexico, so I wish they had more like tequilas. They don't really have so much tequila. They have more, I guess, like vodkas, like Russian vodka, Swedish vodka. They have Jack Daniels, so that makes me happy. I always have some Jack Daniels on the rocks. It's different type of liquor stores. The liquor stores here, System Belaget, they're owned by the government. So it's very different compared to the ones in the States where they have billboards everywhere. They have all these exotic beers. Here is like most exotic. You have to like look online and order it if they even have it. Sweden has good beers though. They have some good beers. They have good ciders, strong ciders. There was a few wines I think that I've seen that they had in the States. I think they have what's it called, Seven Sins, and another one I can't remember. Menage a Trois, I think it was called. They have that one in the States, and they have that here too. I basically feel like in Sweden compared to like the States, it's like a totally different world, very different. Like things you have to adjust yourself. You know, like I guess compared like gas, it was when I left California, like LA, it was around $3 a gallon, and it was around 350 a gallon or so in like LA, and when I got here, it was like 750 a gallon. And they sell it in liters here, but the math that we did, it was about that 750 a gallon or so. 75% is taxes. So when you drive, you really have to make it worth it. You know, kill two birds with one stone. Yeah, Europe, it's so small, full of different cultures, different countries. Like if I drive from here to like New, not from here, sorry, from here to maybe Spain, it might be like driving from like LA to New York or something like that. It's such a big country. Here it's like, I never knew how small Europe was until I got here, and I was like, well, I'm like maybe like an hour to like Germany, like an hour and so to like London. Like everything is so compact in Europe, and you can fly to a different country, new language, different foods, different culture. It's just it really amazed me how everything is so close here, especially from Sweden. We're like, between Norway and Finland, and then a little bit further is Russia. And once you go down, it's Denmark, Germany, France. You go lower, Greece, and it's crazy. I don't know how big the population is in Europe. I know in the States, what, like 340 million, and I've heard there's like in England or London, it's a bigger problem with like a lot of cars and nowhere to put new highways, so there's a lot of traffic. I know in Germany, I don't think I experienced really so much traffic in Germany. 5 million, is it? Oh, it's a small town. That's a lot. Germany's pretty big, I think. It was a long drive through Germany in the autobahn, driving very slow. Didn't really have the fastest car. The autobahn is something else too. Something like it always seemed like unreal to me that you can drive at no limit. But I've seen the cars drive there. They drive really fast. Yeah. And it seems too like there's so many different types of cultures in Germany. When I was in Hamburg, I think, or I think it was Berlin, it was a lot of different types of people, a lot of tall people. I'm pretty tall myself, but I can feel short sometimes around the Germans and even Swedish and, of course, Danish. But, I was typically one of the taller people in LA, and I come to Europe and I feel short compared to most people. Um, all of Victoria's brothers are younger than me, and they're all taller than I am. I think I'm like 185, 6 feet, and they're like 195, like 6'5" or something like that, 6'4". Germany was definitely an experience. Like we stayed at a hostel. I don't really remember the area. It looked bad because of the graffiti. We stayed across the street from a cemetery, and like early morning, you hear the bells going off and a lot of people going there. It was interesting. Like I said, it looked like a rough neighborhood, but it really wasn't. Um, it was great to be able to like drink beer and walk on the streets. You can't really do that in Los Angeles. You get like a ticket, and if you're drunk, then you go to jail for public intoxication. So I really like that. It's like liberal, you know. Um, in Sweden, people can drink in the car as long as the driver's not drinking. And LA, they tried to take everybody to jail. I don't know if that law still exists, but before it was like you drink alone, you drive, You drink in a group, you're in the car in a group, and you all go to jail as a group. But I think some of these European countries, people are pretty responsible, and they know not to do these things. I guess it's like everywhere, but I've experienced like, in Germany and other places. I definitely can't wait to go back there. Poland, I didn't really see so much of Poland. They had a lot of beer there too. And I noticed there was like a lot of construction. It seems like the economy's getting better and everything. It looks familiar. I'll look it up right now. Okay, it came up. I wonder if I drove by there. Who knows? Oh, no, I don't think I drove by there. So you're like right next to Belgium, Netherlands, and pretty close to Luxembourg. Let's see. The buildings are really nice. The architecture on them. And I won't try to pronounce it because I know I'll say it wrong. It's pretty funny about Germany. We went to a festival. We met some people there. And I started writing to them the next day. Oh, what time are you going to go to this festival? And my friend said, I'm hangover, or I'm a hangover, something like that. And I was kind of barely waking up. I was, oh, she's hungover. But I guess she wasn't hungover. She was at a place called Hungover. I guess it's like a city. I believe I drove by there, but there would be a city with that name in Germany, right? It's kind of cool. And it's even hard to say it in English. I won't even try. My family, my mother doesn't really like flying, so I don't think she'll be coming. My dad, I don't think so. I think my brothers were planning on coming this year, but now it seems like it might be postponed to maybe the end of this year or next year, because we're also going to have like a wedding. My wife and I, we got married and outside Los Angeles 2 years ago, about. And we were going to have a Swedish wedding here, actually, this past July 2020, and the whole COVID thing happened, so it got canceled. We wanted to have it this year, but it doesn't really seem like the governments are going to open up, the borders and everything. So I might see my brothers maybe sometime this summer. But it's not guaranteed, So many things have been shutting down and closing borders. I was barely able to get here, even though I'm married to a Swedish citizen. So, and I wanted to go visit them. We both wanted to go, but only I can go. My wife can't go. So it's kind of a difficult situation. I do miss like friends and family in the States. Definitely, in like some food. It was a good summer. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. It was fun. Now winter is good too. It's just like with this whole COVID and not being able to like travel where you want, and some things are like very limited. Like you can't have more than 4 people at a dinner or anywhere together in a group. It's very limited. No, we don't have a lockdown in Sweden. And my wife actually researched why. It's like one of the only countries that didn't really go into lockdown, and it was because it goes against the Constitution. So in the Constitution, they're not allowed to have a lockdown. And I know Sweden has been criticized a lot in the news and the media and stuff, but that's the way it is, and they can't override the Constitution. So it is great. I mean, especially for me, when I came here, I left the country, and like where I was living at, I was living outside Los Angeles. It's a county called San Bernardino County, and there it was like they had a curfew of 3 p.m., which is maybe like 14 o'clock, and so it's curfew, and then they had a lockdown. It was terrible. So I can't imagine how people feel that are still on lockdown. And here where I'm at now, I'm outside Stockholm, maybe like an hour and a half drive, and I'm next to the lake. The place is pretty big, so I'm able to have like my freedom, and I don't feel like the walls are coming in on me when you're in a room. Have the lake. I actually able to set up my drum sets. I have my drum room. This is basically Victoria's closet, and I have my computer here. And it feels good to have space and not be locked down. It's not good for you. So I try to make the best. We go for a walk or run every day, and just try to stay productive. I know Germany's been pretty like locked down, and I can't imagine how that feels. It's been so long already. That this COVID pandemic is still not really controlled. We need more vaccines, and everybody needs to get it now. They were going to give out 4 million vaccines here to health workers, I think elderly and then health workers. It's still not done. I think they've gave maybe 100,000. How long have you been playing guitar and piano? I've been off and on with drums. I've lived in places out there in the States where I play drums and people call the cops. When the cops come, they can't really do anything about it. And, guitar has been easier to play. I've been playing guitar for a long time, piano off and on for years too. And right now I'm trying to learn like more music theory and learn how to read notes on piano so I can play some of my favorite songs. Is Texas in a lockdown, Linda? Is there like a lot of restrictions there? I haven't heard so much about Texas. Typically I focus on California, but I'm just curious. I gotta say, drums are like a workout, especially since I like playing fast, more like thrash, like death metal and black metal. It's a really good workout. Typically, I've tried to play for an hour a day, and when I'm done, I'm like drenched in sweat. It's like funny because it's like snowing outside. It's freezing cold, and I'm like totally soaked in sweat. But it's such a good workout, and it's really good with like aggression. I'm still trying to keep my double bass going steadily. It just takes a lot out of your body, but it's a good way to stay fit, and it's not like going to the gym. But I'm gonna get some weights that I'm gonna put on the beaters, so it's gonna make them heavier. And I want to start playing with my new rock boots if I can do it. If not, then I'm gonna just get some new rock shoes, you know, because the boots are kind of tight on the legs. So now that I bought this new guitar, I've been more motivated. I actually bought a few and I broke one. Um, I've been recording. I bought the some recording equipment and trying to record ideas and learn how to use the recording program I have. It's also one of my guitars here. So Jackson Arrow LTD. I don't know if you can see it. It plays really amazing. Bought that one. I bought a PC Rich Beast bass, which I don't have. It's in the other room. I bought this other Flying V PC Rich. That one's a little dusty. Haven't been playing that one so much. I'll show my broken one too, I suppose. You broke your guitar when you were learning karate? How did you do that? Well, this one was more pricey, the Arrow, because it's like a newer one. I think it was like maybe like close to €1,000 or so. Everything else I bought it used, and this one I dropped it. It's not really tuned or anything. I don't know if I could even use it. It was a nice Jackson. I think it's still nice. If I can still use it, then I'm gonna play it still. I was gonna sell it, and now I had it hanging on the wall, and I ran into it by accident. I bumped it, and there you go. It plays really good. I have the other part of it. I don't know if I'm able to repair that. If not, if I can still play it and tune it, I want to put the strings on it. If I can still play it, then I'm still going to. I'm not gonna retire just because it broke. How long have you been playing the piano for? How's everyone doing? You got 5 people watching. Do you have any videos on your YouTube playing? Skull? There's a lot of actually there's like 2 or 3 good websites, like German websites for musical instruments, which I have been checking out on there. I wouldn't mind checking them out. I've been trying to find some members maybe to start something in Europe. I've been playing in a band that's more like dissonant black metal, but I'm trying to maybe try something else, something different. I want to do more symphonic or maybe orchestrated, more classical influence. I really like Therion, Old Nightwish, Tristania, Lacrimosa. Something between maybe metal and like goth would be cool. You know, it's been kind of tough to find musicians that want to play that type of music. You know, uh, in Sweden it seems like this death metal is pretty big and melodic metal. Hammerfall, I think I've seen them a few times. I can't say I'm the biggest fan. I mean, they're obviously pretty talented. I'm not so much into the power metal, but I mean, they're really good. You know, I don't think I can play that good on guitar. I heard of them, Santa Arctica, Gamma Ray. I appreciate all music for what it is. You know, it takes a lot of work to create songs and tour and all that. So a lot of respect goes out to them. Um, what have I been into more? Well, from Sweden, I guess Fatang, Dark Fortress from Germany, Mutilation, Mayhem, Karak Angren, in their Netherlands. More on the black metal side, but I can one day just listen to something completely different. You know, like more like dark wave or my listening. I don't know. I want to say like patterns change a lot. Like one day I could listen to like industrial, another day to black metal and death metal. Not so much in the car. Victoria, my wife, doesn't really like death metal. I guess Demo, Old Man's Child are pretty good. Of course, Children of Bottom. Ensiferum, some Fintro. Earlier, I think it's better. Abruptum. Dissection was really good. One of my favorites. Oh, Tony, don't start. Welcome, Tony Ramirez. Are you related to Richard Ramirez? Just seen a few documentaries. Ramirez. Everybody's talking about that last name right now. You gotta get on Netflix. Maybe you're his cousin. You never know. Skull, which one is your favorite, like German band, or maybe top 5? Sorry, let's see. Oh, he's your uncle, or I mean, he was your uncle, because he passed away in 2013. I have a friend that was from West Covina, Los Angeles, and near West Covina, and they remember when Richard Ramirez was out. You know, he was out and they were looking for him. They were trying to track him down. So everybody was like afraid. Maybe some weren't. Maybe some were ready to take him out. But, you know, his family were afraid that he was going to end up showing up at their house trying to kill everybody. What are you up to, Tony? I really liked that Rich Ramirez documentary since they showed the detectives that were working on his case, and you know more about like the background of what was happening and real details. How much was his reward? I didn't know that. I can't remember so much. If it was maybe $10,000 or so. Your father must be a tough guy if he was looking for Richard Ramirez. You drawing up some of my tattoo work or what? Oh, thanks. I had a friend that was a pen pal with Richard Ramirez. I lost touch with her, but I never asked her to show me the letters. Maybe if I ever run into her again, I want to ask her just to see them, seeing what he would say in private to people. How's the weather in San Bernardino, Tony? I mean, Richard Ramirez killed a lot of people in I would say, a short period of time. So maybe like 75 degrees. Maybe like, I don't know, that would be maybe 17 Celsius or so. It's windy in Germany and -3 Celsius. For some reason, there's a lot of wind in Germany too. When I was there, you know, put on makeup and all, got ready, and then I started walking towards the festival, and all of a sudden my hair is everywhere, stuck to my face. Pretty crazy. But I guess I didn't really mind that because I was in Germany having some good beer. So it was all worth it. Hey, Sochi, how are you, sister? How's life in Oregon? Is it pretty cold? Snow, wind, rain? I'm guessing rain because I know it rains a lot there. Skull, which are your favorite drinks in Germany? You got a break from the wind, Sochi. Like the weather changes a lot. Like from one day's from rain, cold, another day sunny and warm. Victoria, she loves the sun, but when it gets sunny here, we start hitting more Arctic winter, I guess. More, it's colder. I can't remember in Oregon if it got colder when it was sunny or not. I can't remember. What type of wine? Red wine? That's my favorite. At least you get a break from the winter weather. Miss you too. Love you too. I just remember it raining a lot in Oregon, like a lot of rain. Here it's been snowing, maybe off and on for, I want to say 2 weeks or so, off and on, maybe even more. Victoria really misses the rain. Oh, sorry, she misses the sun in California. You know, that was a lot of rain. When I was there for the short time in Oregon, I really was wearing a hood or an umbrella. We are both doing good. I'll tell Victoria said hi. She's in the other room right now. What am I up to? Well, for the last few months, trying to eat better, trying to exercise more, record more music, playing drums. Want to get myself a piano. Well, a keyboard, because we have pianos here, but they're not here in this area of the place we live at. So, I guess not so much interesting. She's still continuing pretty hard with the YouTube. You know, she's always posting up YouTube videos and writing down ideas of new videos. And she's staying pretty focused on that. And she's been doing some graphic design for her job. And I'm just trying to help out around here. And I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's been that cold here, to be honest with you. I mean, we have hit like maybe 0 degrees, maybe once or twice, which is 0 degrees. It's like minus, I think it's minus 20 or minus 25 Celsius. And we have 7 people watching and only 4 thumbs up. So we should get more. I recorded a video of us walking, like our daily walk, and I need to edit it, but I slipped a few times and I almost fell. That would have been pretty good to have recorded that. It was the other day when walking, it was like maybe 13 degrees or 11 degrees. I think Celsius, that was like minus 16. And even with my leather gloves, my fingers were still pretty cold. Let me see. Cabre. Yes, we can. Oh, you did, Skull Girl. On there, I have a few videos, not so much. So. And I guess being home all the time, I guess today I didn't really feel like throwing up any, putting on any makeup or anything. So. I can talk to Victoria about it. It just depends on the time, like 9 hour difference from Portland to here. So thank you. I'm losing my tan too, my Californian tan, but I'm trying to stay healthy, trying to eat better, and just stay more active. Also trying to be better mentally, Right now, we wish we would be able to go maybe on vacation to the States, but we can't. It's too difficult and it's too much of a risk. So, trying to stay healthy, body and mind. Moving back to the States, I have no idea. It's like right now we don't really have a date of when anything, because it's really hard to plan. I want to stay living here, and Victoria doesn't, so we have to compromise. I guess once this COVID pandemic is over, if it ever is, then we want to maybe spend 6 months in the States and 6 months in Sweden, if possible, and try to make that work. I don't really want to move to California, but she does. So I think when we go back, we want to try to get a place with the pool, so she can like enjoy that, warm weather with the pool. I like that. Don't really like the warm weather, but yeah, we have to make it work. I mean, her family's here, my family's there, and obviously, I guess the 6 months we will spend here, it would be like maybe summertime, so we can go to the festivals, and Swedish summer is good. I like Swedish winter as well. I guess we'll see what happens. I really wouldn't mind moving up north somewhere, Northern California, Oregon, Washington. Who knows, even Canada would be nice, but I don't know. If we go back maybe to Southern California, I'm thinking more like Lake Arrowhead or Big Bear, maybe, where it won't be so cold, so hot, somewhere in between the mountains, won't be cold, or Victoria, or she could have her warm California weather. I was listening to Glenn's album. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Oh yeah, the thrift stores are the best in the States. Here I have found a few things, but it's not like the States. The thrift stores in the States are better, and I think it's because when you donate there, you get a tax write-off or a tax break. In Sweden, they don't do that. I think if they did that, then I think there would be better things there. I found a leather coat, goes down to like my knees. It's like leather coats and a really cool belts. Victoria usually finds more, and for some reason there's like more girls stuff than men's. I listened to a few songs of the EP. It was pretty good. It was very different. I think it's like You got to give it time. I think I have to listen to it a few times. I think I've heard maybe 4 songs or so. Pretty interesting, very different, and it's really hard to put it like in a category. I can't really say if it's kind of like a black metal list with some goth and like synthesizers. It's very different. I just gotta give it a better listen. I think when we go for a drive, I want to just like play it. You just let it play. Yeah, I heard the vocals, the female vocalist, like especially like in the beginning of the first song. Really interesting. Really interesting. Yeah, it's very mixed, but it's cool. I mean, maybe he creates his own genre. You never know. And I like that he's very open minded. In the music, it's not just one sticking to one thing or thinking about a genre in general. He's thinking outside the box. Yeah, of course. We can't all be the same. I think the world and the music would be boring if it was all the same. Oh, I didn't know who was on vocals. Tony was singing and doing drums. He did all the singing. And Glenn, he did like the everything with the pianos or synthesizers, chorus. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I heard it. I heard like the first song, then I skipped to like maybe the third, fourth, and here and there. But I haven't heard the whole thing. But I will do that. And then I've heard Mason on the other track. It's how I said, it's very hard to categorize it. Mason's doing good. He's doing good at what he's doing. I did record one track for him, but he hasn't used it. It was just guitar stuff. Okay, I'll check it out. Which one's your favorite song? We got 5 watchers and 5 thumbs up. That's good. Don't know if I'm the most interesting person, but I'm friendly, so that should be good. Torture Vision. Tony's very talented. When I wanted to play for Will O Wisp. Very professional. It was just too far for me. Way too far of a drive. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, I've been trying to do that for a long time. You remember my old band, like I was trying to do that. I have a whole group and play like more symphonic, and it's really tough to deal with so many band members. They all have their own lives and their own problems, but I guess it was good while it lasted. I want to try to do that if I can, maybe even in Europe, since I'll be here for a good amount of time each year and be able to tour. Everything is so close here and so many festivals. Is Glenn thinking about doing live? Maybe in the future? Or is it just a recording project or band? Yeah, I see that. I mean, he's good. I mean, he has like he's like hungry for the music, and I believe in Mason, and I believe he can do it, Oh, okay, studio musician. That's fine. I mean, the best thing is to put the ideas out to the masses. People hear it. Like um, I hope maybe I can work with him in the future. Like right now, I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. I have something sort of like industrial dark wave. I also have some music that's like really just straight black metal and some more symphonic. So it's like so many projects and trying to put them all together. And I wanted to record drums, but I'm not that good yet. I just love live. The live experience is nothing that can be taken away. I know Glenn played live a long time ago. He was playing live. It is harder. I think like the bigger bands, they have it a little better, but they have obviously worked so many years, 20, 30 years, or even more to like get what they're at. It's the road is hard. I'll see if I can maybe record something and maybe something that I would feel it's fitted for Coffin Underground. I know I gotta give myself a keyboard too, because I have some ideas on that I want to execute and see where it falls if I can make something there. What is Glenn doing? He's like producing and like arrangements, keyboard synthesizers. Yeah, uh, that's good. He's open minded. Yeah. So there's nothing like where you have to like be inside this box the way I call it. Just being like it has to be this type of music. The guitar has to be this type of way. I don't really like that. It feels like it limits your creativity as an artist. Damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty talented. I want to one day be able to do all that. I mean, I do play like six instruments, but it's recording. I don't really have a whole studio now. I only have something simple. Damn, a whole music studio. That must be great. That's been like my dream for a long time to have my own studio. And it's one thing having it; it's another thing learning how to use everything. I have something simple. Even that doesn't really work. Sometimes I have to figure out little problems with the sound and everything, and But I'm able to record ideas pretty good. Damn, that's great. It's good to have that. Um, help each other with recording and learning more about the way it works and how to get it perfect. I will eventually have a small studio here. I just have to figure out where, which room I'm gonna have it where it's gonna be good. You know, where I can have my drum set up and everything just there to be able to record. Press play, press record. I heard some clean vocals. I'm not sure if that could have been Eric. That reminded me of Eric, but I wasn't really sure. Who was in that project or who was in that recording. But it reminded me of the Will O Wisp vocals, say the least. Love me like you hate yourself, Tony. Tony's been listening. What do I do? What do I usually do in a normal day in Sweden? Um, well, a normal day in Sweden during COVID, I guess, changes everything, of course. So that means wake up, I guess figure out what breakfast is gonna be. Uh, Now, like I make like a salad for the week, so typically whatever I eat is mixed with the salad or just a salad. So we get up and we go our own ways. Victoria gets ready in her room and we figure that out. We go have breakfast. Go turn on the heaters, I guess, because it's like this place has a lot of cement. It was built with a lot of rocks and cement, so it's colder. Everybody wants to live in a castle until things like that happen, where it's cold, and on top of that, the Wi-Fi. That's a whole different story. But so we go and we have breakfast. We go upstairs and we have the lake view. So we have a good breakfast up there, maybe for like an hour, and then from there, figure out what we're gonna do. We have to go to the store, or we have to drive it to town. Or we have breakfast and then we go walk. We walk all the way around the lake out to almost like the street. That's like an hour and a half or something like that. We will go for a walk and then come back. From there, it could be that I come record some music and guitar, or maybe go help out with some maintenance stuff. Sometimes something breaks, it has to be fixed, or I go help out the family if they need any help with anything. Typically come back after that, depending on how long. That could be a few hours, and Victoria might be like editing videos or getting ready to record some YouTube videos. So then around maybe 5 o'clock, we figure out what we're gonna have for dinner. And typically I like to barbecue when it's freezing cold outside and snowing, or windy and snowing or whatnot. So then figure that out. We barbecue, we get ready to barbecue. I set up the grill outside. And then she'll go upstairs to the kitchen, and if we have to make something else, it's gonna be part of the plates that we're gonna have. Typically potatoes with, if I cook like a steak, she'll cook like it's called potato gratin. It's like basically potato that's cut into like pieces, sliced, and then it has like this cream, and then it has cheese. It is really good. So typically she'll go and put that and bake it while I cook. And typically around 19 to 20 or even 21, I go play drums. That's around maybe 9 o'clock, 10. Go play drums for an hour. And during the whole day, I'm doing push-ups. So right now I'm doing 100 push-ups. I just want to get back in shape. I was really fit before, sort of, and I stopped. So yeah, I don't go to sleep until I finish my 100 push-ups a day, and try to hit like 6,000 steps a day. And then we go and have dinner, and typically we watch something on Netflix or on YouTube or any other platform to watch something, like watching TV and having something to eat. We don't have regular TV, so we always typically Netflix or YouTube or something like that. So it's kind of like the day, and we don't have so much fika like we did before. And if people that don't know, fika is like a bread, like a sweetest bread that you can have during the day, I guess. But I think in summer we're having like up to 3 fikas. So that just it's like having a tea in like the UK, So it's like a sweetened bread and with like a tea. So sometimes that happens. It hasn't happened so much. So, and then just kind of planning everything. We always try to plan everything But that's basically it. If I do go help with one of the museums, I go help out. There's some things I want to learn. They have the snow plow, and I want to learn how to use that. I like big machinery, so I want to learn hands on how to use that, how to remove the snow, and sorry, my nose. Um, and going out, I guess with the car is a whole different story. Like the other day, all the doors were frozen shut, so it's like, what do you do? You know, there's ice all in the car, and you don't just force open the door because you can rip the seals. So found one door I was able to open, turn on the car, turn on the heater. Oh, you have to unplug the engine heater, which I never heard of until I came to Sweden. So we had to plug in the cars to an engine heater, or else everything freezes in it. So yeah, and yeah, that's kind of like the day of. If not every day is the same, and sometimes it can be basically feel the same when you're so far away from the city. Yeah, I mean here, I mean it's huge. I mean there's like 40 or 50 plus rooms. You know, doorknobs break. You know, something is wrong sometimes with the heating, or the last time there was a fish that got caught in the drain, like that comes from the lake, from the water. So that was trouble there. You know, basically like the two wings and the main castle, like the two wings have their own heating, but it costs so much to heat. So we have like small heaters here, and like one heater's not working. We got to find a way to fix that or get another one, and you know it's different things. Like the horse carriages, they need like oils to be preserved, and so I've been helping out with that. All the leather, and some of it's like falling apart. So once I'm done there, I'm gonna go to the car museum and detail all the cars, and like the old ones that have like leather. They were basically like almost like carriages, but they were like the ones that you kind of charge. You would spin in a circle and you would charge it, and from there we still got some things to do with the cafe and the jukebox museum to get that ready for summer. Portland is I think should be pretty easy to adapt to. I mean, yeah, the weather is different than like Southern California, but I mean, people are pretty nice in Oregon. Downtown is becoming not so nice, but before it's just a lot of rain, I guess, and the cold. Um, for me, I mean, I've always loved the cold and the snow and the darkness and all that. So here I have it pretty good. Um, the weather, unlike in Victoria, isn't, of course, but you know, I lived a long time in Southern California, and I'm kind of tired of the heat already. It's been so long. It's just the heat and the wind and the heat and the earthquakes and all that. So, like, I think my opinion on Sweden having good winter weather, it's not very popular in Sweden. Most Swedish people don't like the cold, the winters. They like California weather. A lot of them do live in California, or they go back and forth. When it's summer here, they go somewhere else like Thailand, and then when winter's over here, they come back. But I prefer the snow. I mean, I would like if or when we go back to the States to live like up there, like Washington or Montana, you know. I think that people dislike the weather they grow up in, like It makes sense, you know. Um, I'm missing menudo a lot. I mean, the can one is not the greatest. Obviously, I would want to have authentic, freshly made. Um, I've never cooked menudo before, so for me, it's like I'm gonna get the ingredients shipped here, and I'm gonna try to buy them as I can here from some websites and give it a try. And they don't really have so many meat markets where we live. We're like really far out in the countryside, so that would be another mission. So my plan is to get some ingredients shipped to make menudo, to make enchiladas, um, like hot sauce, Mexican hot sauce. I want to get the ingredients for carne ranchera, birria. So I can cook birria really good. You know, in my opinion, I think it was good for me not really knowing how to cook it. You know, yeah, that's the thing. The shipping, it costs a lot. I mean, like I posted on Facebook, it was two cans of menudo, maybe medium size, 19.99, and then $71 for shipping. So we found four websites, one from Denmark and I think three from Sweden that have some. So whatever ingredients I can get here, I will get them and I'll let you know. But shipping is what costs so much money. I mean, if it was up to me, I would have so much. You know, I'm gonna spend what is that, 71, 81, like almost $100 for two medium size menudos. That's like really ridiculous. And I think even if you're rich, it's like that's still a lot of fucking money. Like $100 or what is that, 1,000 crowns is a lot of money for two medium cans. Yeah, so I found some things. I know tamales I wanted to make too. I mean, I attempted to make some here, and they didn't really come out that great, and nobody really wanted to eat them besides me, and I ate them. But I think tamales, they have some stuff here. Like there's a store in Stockholm that has it. Um, it's like a whole thing. I didn't think I was gonna miss it so much, and I also miss like a lot of like restaurants, like bakers. You know, I grew up eating bakers and the tacos and horchata. Horchata, I think I could get the mix here where you mix it with water. There are Mexican restaurants, but I can't really say they're the best. I can't really say they're the worst. There is one in Stockholm called La Neta. Oh, Miguel's is good. Damn, me and Tony, or Tony and I used to go there a lot. Miguel's really good, especially their hot sauce. There's one restaurant called La Neta in Stockholm. I think they have possibly I think they have two or three in Stockholm. And when I went there, I was talking to the people there, and they were not like Mexican; they were South Americans. I guess that's pretty close. And the food, maybe like a 5 or something. The hot sauce, like a 2. It wasn't to my liking so much. And then when we went to northern Sweden, where Victoria grew up and was born, in a city called Luleå, it's like a 10-hour, 12-hour drive up north. We found another place. I can't remember the name of it right now. I guess it was a new place. And I went there. I think we had carnitas tacos. And they were really good. And the server was asking me questions. And I was like, yeah, I'm Mexican. And I've been trying to find some good tacos. And I can't find them. And so he kept asking, like, the food was good. So it was like kind of like maybe 6 tacos, pretty small, but well filled. Like some beans with like rice on top with some chips and guacamole. I gotta say, it had to be like maybe like 7, 8.5 out of 10. It was really good. And I ended up finding out that the chefs there and the cooks were from Mexico City, so they were from the DF. I didn't get a chance to speak to them, unfortunately. But who would have thought there would be two Mexican cooks cooking at a Mexican restaurant from Mexico City and northern Sweden? And it was funny because we were eating the tacos and there was like a blizzard outside. So that was interesting enough that it was freezing cold, so much snow falling on the outside, and we're in there nice and warm and having some tacos. Who would have thought that? That day, I think we had pastor. We went twice, but the pastor wasn't so good. I think the carnitas was better. It's really hard to compare to the place I was going to in California. Like taco wise, it was like the best I've ever had, besides the ones in Mexico, obviously. But I was thinking if I really want to, maybe later open up a Mexican restaurant in like Stockholm. I would just have to be very dedicated to it and make sure like I really want to live in the city, because I like it here. I like being away from people, and I love the lake, waking up and just looking at the lake. Even though you look at it now, it's frozen, but still, I love the nature here. We have always grown up in cities full of millions of people and people everywhere, people honking, a lot of noise and all that stuff. So I'm really enjoying the nature aspect of Sweden and being here. It's like a sense of serenity or something like that. I just like the calmness. I just like it a lot. It's so quiet. You hear your ears ringing. My friend in Dubai was telling me that they have really good Mexican restaurants there in Dubai, which I want to go there, but right now it's not a good time to travel. But there's like a lot of Chileans here, what I've noticed. So I have sort of look at them at the stores when they're speaking Spanish, and sometimes they speak to me or I speak to them when they know that I understand what they're speaking of or speaking about. So the one time it was funny, we were I think we were in northern Sweden. I can't remember, but there was these people talking, and the lady she sees me turn around and she smiles and she's like, what we're saying. Sorry, I wasn't trying to intrude or anything, but not every day you hear somebody speaking Spanish in Sweden. There's a Swedish guy that works at the Mexican store in Stockholm, and he speaks pretty good Spanish. I'm sorry, he speaks really good Spanish. Very surprised. But he speaks it more like Spanish from Spain, not Spanish from California. So it's different, and he doesn't really understand like my slang so much. But like being here, you notice what you have at home or in your country and what you miss. I mean, I don't mind living here and staying here forever. I don't really mind, as long as I can go back and visit and go back to the States maybe every few months and, revisit family and friends and all that. Sweden is good. Haven't really had like any bad experiences here. It's been pretty good. Everything's pretty good. It's very different. Everything's very different. I guess like the gas aspect, where gas is very expensive, like $7.50 a gallon or something like that. But you buy it here in liters. But so far, everybody's been very friendly towards me, and like Sweden is beautiful. I love driving in it. Like the roads are really good. No potholes. I think I've only hit 3 potholes when I drove to northern Sweden. And the way LA is, it's full of potholes. But you gotta love LA too. I bet you $100 on that, Tony. Yeah, there's beautiful women here, Tony, for you. They're all waiting for you. Just kidding. Who knows? Maybe there's a few that are waiting for you. You never know. You are Tony Malone. That's for sure. I'll put his link down below, ladies. Just kidding. Um, yeah, I mean, people are cool. I have gone to a few gatherings, and yeah, like people are pretty cool. I think Swedish people are pretty cool. Like most of them typically want to speak about like the United States, government. I'm not really big on politics, especially like in America, but it's been good. Tattoos, well, yeah, I am. Tony needs to sketch them out. I want to get a Medusa somewhere around my chest area, maybe. I almost tattooed my face. Victoria first said it was okay, then she said no, and I'm still between that. Maybe I might do that. So I want to get Medusa. My back piece never really got finished, so I don't know if I might have Tony do something else on the back piece. Um, I gotta like work on my barbed wire on my hands. It's fading here, and I wanted to get more barbed wire. Maybe add some blood. I don't know. My whole left leg, I want to do like horror. So maybe I'm gonna give Vampiria, Nosferatu, Dracula. I think my whole left leg is gonna be all horror. So I have a lot of tattoos I need to get done and finished. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just want a president that's going to take care of its Americans and just do the right things for people to be happy. It's been like years and years of people not being happy with the government. We need a president that's going to give the people what they need. You know. Hmm. Is there a lot of goth or alternative people shops in Sweden? Alternative. I think the scene here is smaller. Like I have met like a good maybe 30, 40, 50 people, maybe more like alternative metalheads. I guess compared to Los Angeles, like Los Angeles is huge. I would say there's like what they call synthas. Like they're like more into like synth pop, goth. Yeah, there is. It's kind of like they all hang out together. There's a store in Stockholm called Blue Fox, and that's more like a metal shop. Metal with some god. They have jewelry. They have rings. That's where I got my bullet belt and my other leather gloves. They have like a Kill Star. They have Bathory shirts and hoodies, and then there's another one. It's I'm not gonna say it. It's CUM, and that one's more like fetish, and they have some really good goth clothes, sort of like shrine, pretty good. That's as much as I know. There was more stores here in Gothenburg, and most of them have closed, unfortunately. Hi, Peter. You've seen a lot of what in the 90s. I don't really understand in California. And thank you, sir. So you're in northern Sweden? Correct me if I'm wrong. I like my background here. Victoria's lovely clothes closet. I think next time, my next stream, I'm gonna have her here. What are your plans, Sochi, for the future? My next video, maybe in a week, I believe. Victoria's gonna have a live stream, I believe, on Friday. So I don't know, maybe on Friday I'll do another one. It's pretty fun. Let me look at the dates. So on the 22nd. So I think maybe around 7 p.m. Victoria's gonna have hers, and I'll probably have mine around 8 p.m., which will be 7. No, that wouldn't be 17, like 20 o'clock. What's your plans, Xochitl, for the future? Are you guys staying in Oregon, or are you guys maybe moving to Washington? Oh, it's pretty cool. How's that going for you? Maybe oh, that's tough. Yeah, moving is tough. I mean, I guess you both have to agree. I guess maybe Glenn wants to see something different, try something different. But I guess for you, if you don't like the cold, I think Washington's a lot more snow and it's a lot colder. You gotta send me the link. I don't remember if I have checked that out or not. I'm working on a small web store right now. Haven't really told anyone, So kind of like a secret that I'm bringing out now, but I can't wait for it to. I know moving a lot must be hard, but I think it's like a fresh start every time, Like I actually wouldn't mind moving to living in each state in the country and like in each country in Europe, as long as it's just like safer, I guess. But like I know it's kind of like, well, what do you call home? You move again next year, it's like a different home. You get used to one place and you move again. Of course, that's going to be hard for you to do that. I mean, moving away from your children it would be difficult. Well, Texas and Las Vegas is pretty hot in some areas, most places there. I think Texas, I think, might have some places where it actually snows, and you got to watch out for the hurricanes. But Texas is like really good with money. Like it's cheap. Like Texas is very cheap. Like you can buy like a small mansion for like a little bit of money. What hairstyle did you sport when you were in high school? I guess you're looking at it. Yeah, I went from, I guess, sort of comb back long hair, not so long. And then maybe that was maybe 9th grade, 10th. I think around maybe 16 or something, I started growing my hair longer, but I had a little bit long. And Then I started growing longer. And I think middle school, as my sister knows, I had it was short around the sides, and I would comb my hair from the top like forward, and I would like have two horns. So we just twist my hair and had horns up. I believe there might be some pictures that my family has of that. I have to look into that and find them. I was really getting into more like alternative music. Like I was pretty big on Prodigy, and he had the devil horns, sort of. So I've had long hair for a long time. It hasn't really grown so much as I would like it, but it is what it is. I think this might be as long as it's gonna be. I had many times where I wanted to shave it and get my whole head tattooed, but the hardest part was just to cut it, and I don't think it's gonna happen now. I had the side of my head tattooed, and I got tired of shaving. Now I just have a spider web here, and I gotta get this part tattooed this side. And that's an honor. I can't remember that, but May Mason is great. The devil horns. I hope you have a picture of that. I want to see that. I guess me growing up with like a sister, so that she was alternative, goth, and all that. It influenced me. I had a neighbor too. But she was more into it. He was more into like Spanish rock and all that. But like I want to wear black. I want to be weird. You gotta send me that picture. It's like I want to be weird. Like it's always been like the horror movies that I really like. I really liked a lot. I really liked the horror and everything, the Dracula and just whenever I would see like someone goth at the store, I'm like, damn, that's cool. They're so pale. The heavy makeup and the velvet and the lace. It was very attractive to me. And some people thought it was going to be like a phase, and it's going to be like, oh, well, you'll grow out of it. I have had friends that, they were goth when they were younger, and then they're not even into the music anymore. But it's just like a lifestyle, for me, I guess. And it's like who I am, and I feel comfortable wearing what I wear, listening to my music and all that. So it makes me happy. Oh, I remember when he put ketchup on his face. My nephew, he was really young. He put makeup on his face, and I can't remember what he said. Oh, he said that he was looking like me, blood on my face and all that. I didn't think about that. I thought Mason was just something he felt. I mean, obviously he was putting ketchup on his face and saying that he was a vampire since he was like little. I can't remember. He was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and now I see his pictures, with the uncross, inverted crosses, pentagrams, and it's him. I didn't think it was because of me, but I am honored, and I'm glad that he feels comfortable and that's who he is and that's what he's into. It really, I think the weirder the world is, the better, and he's extremely like he's his own person, and I like that. Raven too, it's like they both are weird in a great way, and I can appreciate that, as much as you and Glenn are both, you guys are both different but weird. Like we all have kind of like our own styles. Yeah, he is. He is. For me, like I was wanting to have kids and have them be little goth kids. Like dress them up, and all that. And teach them to be very open minded about everything and not judging. And who knows, you know, what would happen in the future. Victoria's not ready for kids yet, and I am, but we'll see what happens. But I really want to see if things change where I can go to visit, maybe go to California and then travel around and visit friends, maybe go to Oregon or Washington. Most likely, I think we're going to go to Washington. I have a few friends there I want to visit. It'll be interesting where you guys move. It could be Texas or Las Vegas. I gotta check them out. Don't know if I have seen so much. She doesn't really post so much on Instagram from what I've seen. But I gotta check it out. I was very disappointed I couldn't see her last time. They grew up so fast. I still remember babysitting them when they were kids. Crazy. Well, she shouldn't be so hard on herself. I mean, just let things be. I mean, people appreciate art for what it is, And I think art shouldn't be perfect. It's art. It shouldn't be perfect. It should be what you express in it. I don't think I'm the baddest and greatest musician. I don't think I'm the greatest guitar player, and I have played live shows. And you got to live with yourself. You got to say, well, maybe I might not be the best, but you know what? I'm going to give it all I got. People compliment me, and some people say you need some work. And I'm like, yeah, there's always room for improvement, but you can't beat yourself up so much. Like, art is art. It's self-expression. You can't mistake that. You can't say that it's wrong or right. You know. That's true. I mean, I would love to hear her sing one day. That would be great. I didn't even know that. She can't be that hard on herself, and she needs to just do it. I mean, I have had people request me to sing, and I'm like, I know I can do it. Not that comfortable singing around people, but I'm trying to get better at that. So I have braces and all that. I'm getting my teeth fixed, so it's like, do I do it or not do it? So I think I might end up doing it. Victoria says I sing good. It's not really growling. I'm not so good at that, but clean singing. you know. Yeah, I might do it. I just have to do it correctly. I have a song in mind. It's not anything heavy rock or anything, but I might give it a try. There's one Bowie song I really want to do. There's like a Rolling Stones I want to do. So I just gotta do it, you know. Just make sure to learn the lyrics, practice a lot, and get it done. I know I want to do more guitar covers on YouTube, drum covers on YouTube, and piano. Yeah. I always wanted my brothers to play something so we could have a band. You know, Bottle was getting really good at drums, and he stopped playing. You know, he was almost as good to be playing in my extreme black metal band, but he stopped playing. You know. Let's see, what time is it? It might even be too late for dinner. Huh. I don't really have so many subscribers, so I wasn't really expecting to have so many people on here. You know, I haven't really been so active on YouTube. Yeah, 2 hours. That's a long time. You know, I did one right before this, but the sound wasn't working, so I had to try to fix that, and I did. For some reason it worked. I just downloaded the Google Chrome, so then it was working. Oh, Victoria just posted a video on Kyostar Cheap. I guess some websites or something like that. Because you have to pay customs when you buy from parts of Europe, because England left the European Union. So now you have to pay customs in some places to get them shipped. So yeah, I guess I'm probably gonna cut it. But I'm gonna speak to Victoria about her live stream on Friday, which I believe is gonna be at 7 p.m. And I'll try to promote it more. Try to have more friends on here. Typically, I have more friends on like Facebook or Instagram. So yeah, have a good night. So chill. Hopefully, sometime this year we'll see you guys. Maybe we go to the States, or if you guys can come here, just depending on what happens, how the situation is, and stay safe, and maybe talk soon. And thanks for everybody that was here. I really appreciate it. It was a good chat, and it was good to have some more human interaction when we live away from everything and cannot really hang out or see people in person because it's not safe. So you guys, everybody have a good night or a good day where you're at. So see you guys next time, most likely Friday at 7 p.m.